So, good evening, Posa, Kits, Tavaling, Nelly. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Thursday night Q&A. Let me know what your questions are. Let's see if I can answer you from a financial advice point of view. Good evening to everybody and welcome. Lavin Shia, okay, cool enough. Pinky 673, no XOIO. Aleta, hello, good evening. Goeienaand, good evening, welcome. Let's see if I can answer some questions. Now, I do apologize, folks. I am a few minutes late tonight. One of my staff members have his birthday, and I said, how's it? Happy birthday. It's just been a busy day overall, but I'm here, so please, if you've got any questions, enigiemand, let go. Ollie, Pinky, Webster, 1925 Bantu. No, not gonna invite you, Jana. But Joan, Jacqueline. Okay. Mpo, welcome. Love Nesiati, welcome. Mpo, Ikhan, Michael van den Kerk. Okay, there we go. First question for the evening. Which method do you use to show clients how much shortfall they have for the time? Okay, so there's no specific method, Michael. We use certain tools, and I've got a variety of tools that I can use. I can use a tool called Xplan. I can use a tool called Wealth Tool Creator. I can use a tool called what's the other one called? Easy Equity. So there's a number of tools that we can use, and it depends on the type of tool that you use, what the feedback is that you're going to give the client. So these tools take into consideration everything such as the products that the clients have, the growth that they're going to get, the inflation rate, everything, and all the tools works a little bit differently. So I've got about 3 or 4 different tools that I use, and what I try and do is I try and use 2 or 3 tools at a time and then see how they collaborate. And then based on what the results are from these 2 or 3 tools, I then go back to a client and I give them my advice based on what the tool says on the one hand, but on the other hand, what I think based on their circumstances and what I have learned from what they've told me. Because some people I would seriously go towards the guarantee option. Some people I would seriously go towards the what do you call it, the drawdown option. So it just depends on the person and their needs, and then the tools and what the tool says. So yeah, just quickly, Michael, those are the tools that I use. Let's use next, and then this happens again. Let's see. Webster says the maak nie seker waartoe nie is tans in Pretoria. Webster, ek is baie bly as jy in Pretoria is, okay. Michael van den Kerk, Xplan Old Mutual. Yes, that's one of the tools, but there are a number of other tools that I use as well. I don't rely solely on Xplan. It is one of the tools that I use, but not everything. Jackie says GDM. You know what, Jackie? GDM is not a tool. GDM is absolutely not a tool. GDM is just a functionality that you have to use in order to be compliant. And I get scared when I see people asking about something like GDM and thinking that it is a planning tool when it is actually just a compliance tool. GDM means nothing at the end of the day. I know that this is not a popular thought and a popular thing to say, but yeah, GDM is definitely not it's definitely not a planning tool. Let's see who's next. Oh, sorry folks. It's one of those up and down nights. I think I've got it and then I don't have it. Explain Old Mutual. Michael says, explain Old Mutual. Yes, Old Mutual makes use of Explain. I do make use of Explain. But do realize that Explain is not only an Old Mutual tool. Explain is a tool that can be used by private individuals as well. It is there for any individual advisor that wishes to use it. The fact of the matter is that there is so many tools out there available to financial advisors, whether you are tied or whether you are an independent financial advisor. There are a lot of financial advice tools, and it's all accepted by the FSCA. At the end of the day, you as the financial advisor, doesn't matter what tool you use, doesn't matter what calculation you use, what projection you use, doesn't matter what you use. What is important at the end of the day is that you can prove that you have done a calculation in line with your client's needs and you are presenting to your client a solution that's in line with their needs. With all due respect, folks, you can go onto the internet and get an AI tool to calculate what you need to save to get to retirement. You can get an AI tool that calculates what you need to make use of in terms of a living annuity or guaranteed annuity in retirement to give you the income that you want. You can absolutely make use of a shitload of tools to help you generate the answers that you want. A financial advisor has to use this little thing here. I can use all the tools that's out here. AI, Explain, Spotlight, Masthead, you call it. I can use all those tools. But at the end of the day, this is the thing that I really need most. If I want to give you advice, you as an individual, I need to use this thing to determine if what Explain is giving me as a result is the right thing or not. I need to use whatever figures I've put into a system and what it's kicked out. I need to determine with this thing whether that result that this system is pulled out for me, if that is the right result for you, or whether I should apply my mind and give you a different result. And that's the difference between all this technology and the human mind. You can choose to just use technology and go according to technology. Or you can choose to make use of somebody that actually takes all that input, inputs it into a system, gets the result, and then applies their mind and say, listen here, this is what you actually need. In any case, long story short, let's see what's next. Oh man, now I've lost about 28. Okay, let's see, here we go. For which group of investors will a Coronation Balance Fund be attractive? So Michael, for a Coronation Balance Fund, that would be for somebody that wants good growth. They want to outperform inflation, but at the same time, they want a measure of security that their capital won't be lost. That is the type of person that will go into a Coronation Balance Fund. Capital won't be lost, good growth, beat inflation by 2%, happy. Pretty much, almost want to say a safe and secure return on investment. That's the type of person that thing will be good for. The person that wants to beat inflation by 3 to 5 or 7%, not a good idea to go into Coronation Balance Plus Fund. Let's Let's see who's next. Yes. Hello, Rowan. How's it, bud? These. How's it? SK Denzel. Denzel Washington has just joined, folks. JMF has joined. Lishan says, recommendation for good RA. So Lishan, I make no secret about it. I like Old Mutual's platform, and therefore I do my retirement annuities on the Old Mutual platform, be that on the Max or the Wealth platform. But I have to admit to you that there's a number of other companies that has very good platforms when it comes to retirement annuities. Alan Gray, Coronation, 91, Momentum, Sanlam, Liberty. There is really quite a number of companies that you could go with. And if you listen to different advisors will have different reasons to go with different companies. So you have to decide as a client who you're going to listen to and which company you like. I personally like to use Old Mutual, and that's just because of my experience over the last 30 years. But I don't mind making use of people like Sanlam or Alan Gray or Coronation either. And I say to people, it depends on your personal opinion. Because some people had a bad experience with Old Mutual, and therefore they don't want to use somebody like Old Mutual. Then use Sanlam or use Alan Gray or whatever. There is absolutely no guarantee, and I think this is what people have to understand. There's no guarantee that if you start investing today for a retirement annuity, an endowment, or a unit trust, that 20 years down the line, the company or the portfolio that you have picked today will have performed the best. We only work on the assumption that the company and the portfolio and the product that I've chosen will give me the best return in 20 years. There's no guarantee that it will happen. We just hope that it will be. And every person that invests money, where they invest their money is dependent on their personal trust or belief, if I can put it that way. So yeah, recommendations for good RA, go where your heart leads you to, or your financial advisor who you trust. Let's see who's next. Oops, I think I've just skipped about 120 messages. Sorry folks, just trying to get back to, I have no idea. There we go, I think I've got it. Oh man. Michael says, for which group? I think I've answered that one, Michael. Yo, lots of people have joined, lots of people have come in, gone out. There we go. Michael says, what is important to inform clients who want to draw from? What is important to inform clients who want to withdraw from the 2-point system? So I think, Michael, the important thing that we have to point out to people that want to draw from 2-point system is that anybody that had a pension fund already, okay, you are kind of protected. And when I say kind of protected, anybody that had a pension fund and that was pulled into the 2-pot system, there's only a certain amount of your money that you can draw from the 2-pot system. And if you draw that money, it's not going to have a major effect on your pension or provident fund. But going forward, the 2-pot system says that anything that you contribute towards your pension fund, you can draw 1/3 every year. If you keep on drawing, then you will penalize yourself on a yearly basis. There's no two ways about it. Now, anybody that has not been part of the 2-pot system and starts with a pension, provident or retirement annuity fund now, they are automatically included in two-pot system. Therefore, they can automatically start drawing their 1/3 immediately. So this is the big problem. Everybody that starts withdrawing from the two-pot or their 1/3, which you can do now because of two-pot, you will get to retirement at some point in the future, at the age of 55, 60, 65, whatever. You will get to retirement and you would have made all your plans about how you're going to pay off your house, how you're going to pay off your car, how you won't have any debt, and you will have all this cash, and you will take it to go on a world trip, and how you will get this income or that income. And then you will find that out of your pension fund, you've only got 2/3 left because you've drawn from the two-pot system all the time. And that is the problem with the two-pot system. So many people, with all due respect to government and this wonderful plan, whatever, so many people are going to end up with not enough money to retire on. And we saw it last year. If you look at the amount of money that was withdrawn last year when the two-pot system came into effect, it is not a few million, it is billions. It's billions of rands that was withdrawn. And you know what? People use this money to buy shit. With all due respect, they bought shit. They bought, women send me messages about them buying themselves a handbag. Men send me messages about buying themselves a fucking Golf driver, pardon my French. People bought shit with the money, and now they're going to get to retirement, and there's only going to be 2/3 of their 3/1 left, and they are going to suffer. So let me get off the two-pot system. It's just, its intention was good. Its result is going to be bad. That's all. Anyway, let me move on, because I just get kind of emotional about this. Webster said, "Te maak nie seker nie, waarna toe is ons op pad in Pretoria?" Webster, ons weet nie waar jy op pad is, die jom. Dat weet ons waar jy gaan in Pretoria. Daar's baie mense hierso wat nie wil Pretoria toe gaan nie. Man. Kom ons sien gou gebasis. Okay. JMF, Rudolf, Michael van die kerk. Explain premium patterns and how important it is to savings made short term, long. Michael, I am sure you are a financial advisor. I don't know, but I think you are a financial advisor, and I want you to make contact with me. Purely because the questions that you ask is in line with the things that I want to educate people about. So explain premium patterns and how important it is to savings, medical, medium, short term and long term, and avoid lapses. So premium patterns is specifically and more importantly important when it comes to risk benefits, okay? Life cover, disability cover, and severe illness cover. And the reason why I say it is specifically related to that is because you can have the same premium pattern, so to speak, when it comes to investments, retirement annuities, unit trust, etc., etc. But if you stop a life investment, a retirement annuity, or a unit trust, there's not too much of an impact. But if you stopped your life policy, then there's a big impact, because if you stop it for 2 months, it cancels, you don't have life cover, disability, or severe illness. So in terms of premium patterns, what it comes down to is, when you take up life cover, disability, or severe illness cover, you can choose one of 3 premium patterns. Now I know There are companies out there that's going to tell you, no, we don't use these 3 premium patterns. We have a different system. Bullshit. All due respect, bullshit. There's 3 premium patterns. You can choose to take up your life, disability, and severe illness cover at a level premium, which means I choose a cover amount and I choose a premium amount, and these two stay exactly the same for the rest of my life. Then the second option is where you choose a guaranteed or a fixed increase. I choose a 5% increase in cover. I choose a 5% increase in premium, and then technicalities, but I don't have a choice. These two keep on increasing at 5% per annum for the rest of my life. There's no stop on it. Then you have the age-related, where we start at 5%, then we go to 6%, 7%, 8%, 9%, and it just gets increasingly more expensive. Now, out of these 3 premium patterns, on the level 1, you start at the highest premium, and then it just stays the same for the rest of your life. At the 5%, a little bit lower, and it starts going up and up and up, and it becomes more expensive. At age-related, lowest premium, and it just goes up and up and up and up. So, why is it important to understand the premium escalations? Because at the end of the day, you as an individual, if you as an individual is one of those planning people, those conservative people, then make sure that you keep and you hang on to what you decided on. A level premium will be the best, because you will have in the long term the best possible premium and the lowest possible premium, the best return on investment on your premium that you paid. But if you are one of those people that chops and changes every 2 years, you buy a Volkswagen now, and next year a Toyota, and the year after that a Nissan, the year after that a Fortuner, whatever the case might be, an age-related will be best for you. So it depends, and this is the thing, it depends on your personality and what you intend to do in terms of premium, what is going to be the best into the future. And it's absolutely 100% proven. The person that buys the level premium, which is the highest to start with, but over time keeps that premium, is the person that will save the most money over the long time. The person that chooses the 5% premium increase will be the second best if he keeps his life cover over time. The person that chooses age-related is the person that gets hammered. And guess what? Most people fall for that age-related thing, because it's all the bells and whistles. And I can name a number of companies that keeps on putting the bells and whistles out there. But I won't. You will know about it. Anyway, let's move past this. Yes, I've spent a lot of time on this. Good afternoon. Welcome. I hope I don't skip too many people here. What? No, that cannot be right. Seriously, people, don't have such disgusting names. I am Joey says, can I claim tax rebate for paying RAs in my kids, or was that? No, Joey, you can't. You can't claim RA rebates on your kids' names. Those RA rebates your kids can claim one day in the future. Your wife can claim it, but you can't claim it. Good to contribute for them. Trust me, it is one of the best things you can do, is to do RA contributions for your kids and for your wife. Bit of a long explanation, but it's a good thing. But no, you can't claim the tax rebates. Only they can claim the tax rebates. Okay, so there we go, Joey. Oh, shite. Here we go again. Now I have to run back. Okay. Louis Vuitton bag is an investment. Z, I seriously don't know if that's an investment. But if you say so, Webster, the maak nie seker maar, and there we go again, Webster with that interesting comment, okay? I'm earning 6K after tax, a good salary for a 20. Whoa, my! If you're earning 60K after tax as a 23-year-old, you're earning a spectacular income. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Don't waste it, okay? Don't waste it. Go and make sure that you invest properly so that you can retire at the age of 45. I think this is one of the things that people don't understand. If you do earn such a good income at such a young age, and you plan properly and whatever, you can actually retire at a very young age. Maybe not retire, but start slowing down to the point where you can just enjoy life fully. I think one of the big problems is for young people that earn this type of money is we just spend. Big cars, big houses, golf trips, whatever. Impress the people, impress the friends, whatever. And then when we get to the age of 45, 50, we realize we've just spent all our money on everybody and everything, and we cannot do what we want to do. So if you are at this young age, do yourself a favor and plan properly on investing your income. And then when you get to 40, 45, you will most probably be in a position where you can actually relax, almost go into, call it early retirement, and just have a very comfortable life. So if that's what you're earning, great stuff. Okay. Let's see who's next. Currently in PR joint, whatever that means. I have no idea. Andre Jonkers, how do the people benefit going to retire at 60? Oh, okay, Andre, now I'm with you. How do the people benefit going to retire at 60 against those who want to make use of early retirement? So, Andre, I think what you're talking about is GPF. So the GPF is offered everybody from the age of 55 early retirement, and they say, listen, yeah, we offer you early retirement without any penalties. So if you retire at the age of 55 instead of 60, let me try and explain it with a calculation. Let's say you would retire at the age of 60 with the income of 10,000 Rand a month. Now, what they say is every year before the age of 60 that you retire, we take 4% off your actual income. So if you retire at the age of 55, it is 5 years times 4%, that's 20% that we reduce your income by. So instead of retiring at the age of 60 with 10,000 Rand, you will now retire at the age of 55 with 8,000 Rand. So you will lose 10,000, you will lose 2,000 Rand of your income. So what they say now is, listen, we will compensate you for that income. So all that happens is, the GPF says, we will not compensate you, but your department will compensate you. So what they will do is they will go and calculate how much capital is necessary to buy that extra income from the age of 55 to 60, so that difference between the 10,000 Rand and 8,000 Rand, how much capital is needed to replenish that income so that you actually can retire at the age of 55 and not lose out on that 2,000 Rand. And then they say, okay, as a department, we will give you that extra capital. So they pay you out that extra capital, and you can use that capital to go and buy that income to replenish that 2,000 Rand that you would have lost out on between the age of 55 and 60. So that's all fine and dandy. You retire with no penalty. And you retire with no penalty because, for all intents and purposes, that capital that you've received will replenish that income. So when you get to the age of 60, because of that capital, you're still on the same retirement level, so to speak. But, and this is the but at the age of 60, They have only replenished your income from 55 to 60. They're not replenishing your income from 60 going on. And that is where I have a small problem with this early retirement benefit. Because you are getting the extra capital to replenish your income from 55 to 60, but from the age of 60 onwards, you're still getting the lower income. So you're still losing out. If you waited until retirement to 60, you would have had a bigger income and you would have had a bigger increase. So that's what it comes down to. Don't know if it makes sense, Andre, but that's basically the whole thing. Let's see who's next year. Okay. Thank you, Rivash, for your comment. I'm trying my best. Larry King, sure. Larry King, you'll be listening. Oh man, I missed one or two again. Whoever's Larry King, we all know you're talking nonsense, China. Larry King won't be sitting in America listening to me. It's so funny. Let's see what's next year. Hold on. Okay. Michael, I really think you're financial advice and you really have to talk to me. Explain how proper financial advice adds value to your generational wealth. So, Michael, the bottom line is at the end of the day that you can go and feed all the information that we talk about into AI. And AI can give you answers left, right, and center. But at the end of the day, the only time that you will get advice that talks to you is if you speak to a human being that understands your needs. And if that human being has a good understanding of what your needs are because they have spoken to you, because they've had interaction with you, then they can give you financial advice that interacts or that benefits your needs. It's the human factor. That's what I'm trying to say. It's the human factor. I mean, we looked at a presentation today where somebody said, listen, yeah, I earn so much money, I'm going to retire at that stage, I want this, I want that, whatever. And AI threw out this more of a presentation with all types of calculations, whatever the case will be. The one thing that AI could not do is it could not incorporate the human factor. And that is the difference when it comes to proper financial advice. If you have somebody that actually understands proper financial advice and can give proper financial advice, they will do it in a sense of holistic financial planning. That's what I wanted to say. They will do it as financial planning, holistic financial planning. If you have somebody that understands financial advice, that's how they do it. AI can't do that. And I keep on saying that. I speak to a lot of people, and a lot of people give me the same type of figures, same income, same experience, same needs, same whatever. But at the end of the day, the thing that makes my financial advice good to people is understanding that for this person and his family or her family, they need some surety about something. For this family and their needs and what they need, they don't need the surety, they need the, how can I put it, the bells and whistles, the shakes and whatever. And that is what makes personal financial holistic advice so beneficial, because that's something that AI can't give or any other type of planning thing can't give. I don't know if I've explained myself properly, but I'm trying my best. Rivash says, possible to get an investment based monthly, same as bank and one full part of same? Yes, it's absolutely possible. Rivash, Depending on when this investment has to start paying out, you can make use of endowment policies, you can make use of guaranteed income plans, you can make use of combinations of it, you can make use of unit trust. There's a number of investments that you can make use of to do exactly what you want to do. Once again, it comes down to the personal planning for the individual, what they need, how they need it, and based on their needs and what they need, how they need it, the tax can be manipulated, if I can put it that way, in terms of the investment to give you what you need. So yes, it is absolutely possible to get an investment pays monthly and not form part of your estate. Imandla, I've been wondering, is it smart to invest in pension or Imandla, you say, I've been wondering, is it better to invest in a pension fund or hedge fund for better long-term return? You know, that question is like completely open. It's like this. I cannot give you a right answer. And the reason why I say I cannot give you a right answer is, if you look at hedge fund companies and what they offer as a return on investment, they are talking about 22, 23, 24% return on investment. Now, we have seen investments like this in the past that offer that type of return, and they do that for 2, 3, 4 years, and then suddenly they disappear because then suddenly it all goes to hell. So here's my opinion. If you invest your money into a retirement annuity, if you look at the tax rebates that you get, okay, remember your tax rebate is linked to your personal tax rate, anything from 18% to 45%. So just look at an average tax rebate. If you look at your average tax rebate, you're looking at like 30% rebate on your tax. Then if you get 10% growth, it's 40%. So if you invest on a retirement annuity, you actually kind of guaranteed a 40% return on your investment. Now you look at the hedge fund, and the hedge fund also guarantees you like, not guarantees you, but gives you like a 25 to 30% return. So the two of them are kind of running side to side. The hedge fund gives you 30% return. Let's say the retirement annuity gives you 30%. The difference is, at the end of the day, which one of those two has longevity. And when I say longevity, will the RA be able to give you that type of returns for the next 30 years? Will the hedge fund be able to give you that type of return for 30 years? That's where the importance comes in. Because if you are 20, 25, 30, 35 years, you are taking out an investment in order to get that longevity. You're not taking it out for 2 or 3 years good returns. You want it to do it for the long term. So it all depends on the longevity of the investment. In my personal opinion, from what I've seen, not too many hedge funds gives you 20 to 30 years of longevity. But retirement annuities, we can go back in history all the way to the 70s and they give it. Difficult one to answer, your decision. Let's see what's next. Whoa, okay, there we go again. Sorry, folks. This is just one of those things with TikTok Live. Come, I have to try. Okay, there we go. I'm back at the Manda. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Financial advisor stole my money. Can guys manage your money yourself? Full vision. A financial advisor cannot steal your money. If a financial advisor advises you, he tells you where to invest the money, and he can only invest your money in a product with an investment company in a portfolio. So he cannot steal your money. The only time a financial advisor can steal your money is if he gives you his personal bank account and you pay the money into that account. So I'm sorry to say, but if your money was stolen, it was not by a financial advisor, it was by a pretend financial advisor, and you, sir, did not check to make sure that you're paying the money into the right account. All due respect, every person has a responsibility to look after their own money. You cannot just accept and say, oh, somebody stole my money, it's their fault. You yourself have a responsibility to make sure that you are investing in the right place, money is going to the right account. Yeah, I'm sorry. With all due respect for religion, I just get pissed off with people that keep on blaming other people and they have not investigated themselves or make sure for themselves. Film says, should I cut my ankle management off? Man, I think you should have two of them. Zero says, would you recommend private banks like Investec? I'm currently with Absa Private. No, I think stick with Absa Private. I don't know, but stick with them. They seem to be good. Folks, I cannot really give you advice on banks. I don't deal with banks. I just know what banks do, and I've been in the bank. I don't think they're that great. That's all I can say. Zero Cool says, what work do you do? That's a lot. I was making, okay, yeah. You and me are having a conversation there. Sia says, what advice would you give a new advisor who is starting out their career? Sia, the advice I will give you is to contact me. You've got my number in the profile. I'll have a chat to you offline, not here. I'll have a chat to you offline. I don't mind. Free gratis for nothing. I'll have a chat with you offline. I'll tell you what our industry is all about. The pros, the cons, the pitfalls, the whatever. So the first piece of advice I will give you is be honest. Be honest and have integrity. Good evening, sir. Tell me, when you retire, do they pay out your savings? Mark Lee. Seriously, China. Seriously. Good evening, sir. Tell me, when you retire, do they pay out your savings pot and lump sum? Mark Lee. Seriously, China. Stop worrying about the pots. What you have to worry about is not taking any of the money. Okay? And then when you get to retirement, if you have not taken any of your money, you get 1/3 in cash, and you can choose whether you take it or not. And 2/3 is monthly income, and you can choose whether you take it or not. Okay? That's the bottom line. The savings pot, yes. When you get to retirement, if you have taken money, then that's where you can take from the little bit that's left over. But if you have taken from it, man, you have, with all due respect, screwed yourself. So Mark Lee, I wish I could just get everybody in South Africa to realize that taking money from the two-pot system is the worst thing they can do to themselves. Really cuck. DT, what is the difference between life annuity and living annuity? Life annuity is guaranteed income. Living annuity is a percentage income linked to the growth of your portfolio. Can either be up or down. DT, send me a message and I will answer you properly. Michael van den Kerk, Correct, kry a wit papierbord. I think visually you will be able to... Michael, I actually have a whiteboard. To be honest with you, I have 2 whiteboards. But when I'm doing this live thing, but I just don't have... I have not done all the technological research to understand how to do it. I promise you, in my videos, there's enough of the whiteboard exercise. But thank you, Michael. Michael, contact me. Let's get together. Let's have a chat. Hello. My wife and my mother-in-law has just walked into the house. Let me see. Do you have any advice and tips for people who are busy trying to build wealth from scratch? Yes, absolutely. The advice and tips that I have for people that wants to build wealth from scratch is number one, start working on a budget. Okay? Know how much money you get, know how much money you can give out, save as much as you can. A budget is the be all and end all. We all start in life and we want everything. We want the house, we want the car, we want the medical aid, we want the life cover, we want the roses, we want everything. But we can't have it all. So work on a budget. Budget is saying this is what I get in, this is what I pay out. And work on that budget and be diligent on your budget. And whatever your budget says, your expenses must be lower than your income. If you sit in the other situation where your expenses more than your income, change it. Something needs to be fixed. Throw something away, cut something off, whatever the case might be. That's the first thing. Work on a budget. Get a budget that works. The second thing is make sure that your income is more than your expenses. And that extra that you've got, you start saving. I don't care whether you save it into the piggy bank that's next to your bed, under your pillow, in your safe, in the bank account. I don't care. Just start doing that. That is the second most important thing, is to start putting some money away. You've got your budget, you've got your savings. Once you've done that, then the next thing is to start saying, okay, now I'm going to plan in terms of future investment. Now I'm going to start planning on what type of investments I'm going to do, whether it's going to be tax-free savings, savings account, the bank, investments, retirement annuities, whatever the case might be. Then you start with that. So it's a process. And if you do not understand the process, then it is important to speak to somebody that can help you with the process. Now, with all due respect, I understand and I know that there's a lot of financial advisors out there that can't help you with the process because they themselves don't even know how to budget or how to save. So find somebody that is willing and can help you with this whole process and that you trust. And if you can't find somebody, go to my bio, send me a message, or make a plan. I'll get somebody to talk to you, okay? All the best. Ladies and gents, we are getting very close to the end of the evening. My wife and my mother-in-law is in the kitchen. They're busy getting food ready. I'm sitting here chatting to you guys. It's time for me to cash it in and also gonna have something to eat. Entley Plaatje says, would you take your retirement money and do an MBA at UCT full time? No, I won't. Seriously, I won't. As a matter of fact, I wanted to go and study when I left, when I left matric. I really wanted to go and study. I wanted to get a degree. I was gung-ho. Number one, I did not have the money. Number two, my folks didn't have the money. Number three, I couldn't borrow the money. So I ended up working at the bank and then at the insurance firm, and I could not get a degree. Today, I am very happy that I never pursued a degree, because I would have spent 100,000 Rand pursuing a degree, which I never needed. So, Entley, I cannot see any reason for anybody to take the retirement money and go and do a degree. I might be wrong, but if I look at the statistics and how few people actually use their degrees, and I almost want to ask my wife while she's standing here, but if if I think of how few people I know of that actually use the degrees that they got to actually pursue a career, I'm like, it's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. Different folks, different strokes. Kindly open a group or an organization that gives financial literature. Bongi, there is so many groups and organizations that does this. Yes, we are planning a couple of things for next year. We are planning some seminars, whatever the case might be. We will be in contact. We will post it. We will see what happens. And maybe we can do what you hope that we can do, okay? Folks, it is 7 o'clock in the evening. It is time for me to... My MBA can increase my income significantly. Well, happiness for you. I didn't do an MBA and my income is significant. Okay, folks, like I said, it's 7 o'clock. It's time for me to say goodbye. Let's see who else is in there. Floyd says, the taxation endowment is handled by a company. Whose responsibility is it to collect? The company does it, Floyd. You don't have to do anything. You just keep on investing your money. The company pays the tax. And when it comes to maturity or whenever you want to take the money, you withdraw it and there's no tax payable. So don't worry. The company takes care of it. The portfolio manager sorts it out for you, okay? GDPF without penalty. No, I still don't think GDPF with or without penalties is a good idea. I think you should stay until the actual retirement age. Oh, man. Okay, folks, I am finished now. I've had a very, very long day. My wife has just finished our supper. I am looking forward to having some good supper now. Zero Cool says, MBA is mostly useless. I'm not going to comment on that part. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to spend another Thursday night with you. Oh man, I'm tired. It's been a long week, but it's been excellent spending time with you. And thank you, as always, for spending time with me. If you have any questions, please contact me on the profile or the WhatsApp number in my profile. And next week, Thursday, we'll be back and we'll do the same thing. All the best. Keep well. Bye-bye.